Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Salman Masood and you are watching the Concept Academy by Idea Solution. Okay, as I promised that I will make a video series on ASP.NET Core, so I'm here to fulfill my promise. And just because of some uncertain circumstances, I could not upload these videos. So today I got the time, so I'm making. Okay, so let's just start. I already had written some articles related to ASP.NET Core. You can watch this website, that is .NET Core Community blogspot.com. You can visit this site and you can get a lot of code over here. You can go and get newly concept related to ASP.NET Core. Okay, so this is the first video of our series. So we are going to know that what is the difference between ASP.NET Core and ASP.NET, the previous version .NET framework. Okay, and what is the need to learn ASP.NET Core when we are already okay with that, the previous version. We already had command in MVC .NET framework, and then why should we learn the new thing, that is ASP.NET Core. Okay, so in this video I will describe you that why should you learn ASP.NET Core. Okay, as I told you that in the past, if you want to a .NET developer, you must have an operating system, that is Windows. You can only develop your .NET applications, whether it is a the desktop application, whether it is a web application and any other thing. You can only develop on Windows operating system, and that application will only used to run on Windows environment, and there was no chance to run that application on Linux, on any other environment or any other operating system. So the major change in the .NET Core era is that you can run your application, your .NET application, in any environment. Like you can run on Mac OS, you can run on Linux, and you can run on Windows too. Okay, so the major changes that you are now platform independent, environment independent. If your operating system is Linux, and it doesn't make any difference, the Linux user can also develop .NET application now. Okay, you can read this article that I already have defined. Okay, the major confusion. I'm not going in very detailed things, just I'm going to highlight the major things that makes people confused. So all these headings are that. So let's go to this difference between .NET Core and ASP.NET Core. What is the difference between? Don't get confused. Actually, .NET Core is same like it was .NET framework. .NET Core is a framework to develop .NET application. Like in the past you had a .NET framework, and now you have .NET Core. And ASP.NET Core is the subset, like ASP.NET was the subset of .NET framework. Similarly, your ASP.NET Core is a web platform on which you develop web applications, and .NET Core is the environment, is a framework in which your ASP.NET Core is a subset. Okay, and one more thing I didn't tell you that in the past we were ASP.NET Core application, our web application was run on a server that was IIS, and I expect all my audience that all of you know that this is the IIS server. Whenever we run the application, you can see a blue server icon over here, and that was our IIS server. And now in ASP.NET Core we do not rely on this. Okay, our ASP.NET Core application can run on IIS and many other servers, like I will explain later. Okay, you can see the diagram. This is ASP.NET Core, and this is the part of .NET Core. Okay, in the very basic layer is .NET Compiler platform, and .NET Core CLR, Core FX, and ASP.NET Core is the upper layer. Okay, the next thing is why to use ASP.NET Core when we are expert in ASP.NET, because now the things are getting cloud based. Our software era is changed and every application is going to be a cloud based application. So Microsoft has developed .NET Core in such a way that it will very easy to deploy on cloud. That's why they have changed, they have worked on their environment, they amend all the previous things. So the major thing is the cloud base. That's why they change all the structure of the application. ASP.NET Core is designed to deploy on cloud as well as on premises. Developers can now build cloud-based application, and the major thing I'm talking about is IoT. IoT is the future of technology. Everything in your home, every appliances will get connected to a cloud-based application. In the future, you will all of your appliances, home appliances, like I have a fridge, refrigerator over here, and I have a microwave over here. All these will get obsoleted, and in the very coming era, we will get IoT-based, Internet of Things-based appliances in our home. Okay. You can further read about IoT on my blog, and you can see on Wikipedia too. Okay, what is not present in ASP.NET Core that was present in ASP.NET? Okay, these are the changes. If you have worked on previous version of ASP.NET framework, ASP.NET 4, then you will not find in ASP.NET Core the global.asx file, which used to contain the application level events like session start, session end, application start, application end, error event. All these events were present in global.asx, and normally in our interview, the interviewer used to ask about global.asx file normally. Okay, and the next change is web.config. I know that's really shocking for all .NET developers, that we used to configure our site, our web application in web.config, and now we do not have this file in ASP.NET Core. Then how we will manage and how will we configure our website? Don't get worried, they have substitute a new thing, that is app setting. We will discuss it later. So these two things are not present in ASP.NET Core, which were present in our previous version of ASP.NET. And the major change is HTTP handler and HTTP modules. Yes, HTTP handler and modules were like they used to handle the request and send back the response. They are responsible to get request and send the response from the server. So these two things are also not present in ASP.NET Core. Then what is the substitute of this thing? How will we manage the application flow? How we will manage the response and request? So the answer is middleware. Okay, we will discuss that in our later session. That's all new topics that was not present in the previous version of ASP.NET, and the answer is middleware, HTTP handler and HTTP module. And the last thing which is not present in ASP.NET Core is ASP.NET page lifecycle. This was the topic which I was asked many times in my interviews, or whether you apply for any post of .NET developer, you would be asked about ASP.NET page lifecycle. And now don't worry, ASP.NET Core does not have ASP.NET page lifecycle. And if you want to know about this, I already had a video on this topic. You can search on my channel. Okay, now come to the point. And then which environment we are required to run ASP.NET Core. Okay, we mainly require two things. The number one is IDE, and IDE means the environment on which we will code, on which we will develop our application code. Okay, and we will use Visual Studio 2017. You can download 2019 That's all. And if you are not willing to code on Visual Studio, you can download Sublime Text, Visual Code, Atom, Vim, etc. And in the past, you were not able to develop .NET application in all these editors, in all these IDE. If you were required to develop .NET application in the past, then you had only one option, that was Visual Studio. But now you can develop your .NET application on this. Okay, there are few slightly changes that I will explain in the later sections. Okay, but now for right, if you do not have Visual Studio 2017, I will make my tutorial on this, and you can download it. If you are not familiar, that you are confused that how to download, and then you can watch my this video, and I already had this video in my YouTube channel. Okay, I guess that's all for this video. It's going to be lengthy, so I will not speak anything more. So you just download the lesson 1 is to just download the Visual Studio 2017 and review this introduction. You can find it on, when you come to my website, you will see a navigation bar, and here a lot of things I will upload, and you can click on ASP.NET Core Build Concept, and this is the first article that I had written. So just read it, and I hope you will like this video. And the reason to making, as you all know, that English is not my mother tongue native language, but I am trying to do this for my, few of my viewers are foreigners and they cannot understand my English, and as I know that I'm not speaking very well, and not very high standard English, not using high vocabularies, difficult vocabularies. So I think all my Urdu and Hindi viewers would understand. And guys, please give me warm comments, suggestion, and it motivates me to make videos for you. So please सब्सक्राइब करो यार, करते नहीं हो, काफ़ी टाइम लगा दिया है, चैनल अभी वहीं का वहीं है। तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करो, लाइक करो, शेयर करो। अब तो मैं भी बोलने लगा हूँ। ओके, नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मिलते हैं। अल्लाह हाफिज़।